Hypothetical nonsense be something you wish. Hypnotical nonsense be something you wish. Oh, then hop on a deck and flop like a fish. Then hop on a deck and flop like a fish. We sing Spongebob Squarepants. Spongebob Squarepants.
Welcome to the Friday Night Lineup, a show about two friends reminiscing on TV shows and movies from our childhood and teenage years that would typically air on a Friday night. I am one of your hosts, Sharissa, and I want to hop on this video really quick to explain the episode you're about to see. Or here. This episode is actually one of our test episodes, so there is no video component to the podcast this week. So if looking at a picture for 50 minutes isn't your thing, I totally understand. You can also hang out with us on podcasting platforms such as Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and a couple more that I'm not too familiar with. So make sure you look in the description below to see if your favorite podcasting platform is listed and see if you can find our show. If you're going to stick around and watch the YouTube video, great. But if not, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know the next time we upload an episode or other bonus content that we'll upload from time to time. And if you're going to go over to podcasting platforms, make sure you rate us 5 stars and leave a comment so that other people can discover our show. All right, and that's it. Let's get started with the episode. And with that, roll the intro. This is the Friday Night Lineup. Woo! I am your host, Sharissa, and I'm joined by the other host,
Jessica.
Woo! So, because Jessica and I are like not only just big fans of 90s and early 2000s TV in general, I figured she was the perfect podcast co-host to do this with. But also, we have been friends since time. And like,
true.
How many years has it been now?
It has been about, we are, 21? 22 years.
Oh my, it is 22 years. Oh my
right?
God.
Since 99.
Yeah, since 99.
Yeah, we're going on 22.
It'll be 22 in September. That's when we started school.
You're my oldest friend, dude.
99 was a popping year because of friendship, but also our dearest friend, the yellow sponge, who lives in a pineapple under the sea.
Spongebob.
He came into existence, and so why not use this first episode, or this test episode, as we're calling it, to dive into the first episode of SpongeBob, because we both are avid SpongeBob fans, SpongeBob watchers.
Yep.
So we're going to talk about the first episode, which was 3 mini episodes in one. It was Help Wanted, Reef Blower, and Tea at the Treedome. Before we get into it, talking about what we thought of it in our 26-year-old brains, we're going to go back to, we were both 4, right? Because it premiered on May 1st.
Oh, yeah.
So we were both 4. So we're going back to our 4-year-old brain.
We were little babies.
And you know what? Like, diving into my first initial thoughts of SpongeBob, I didn't remember why I was so hyped until I talked to my sister, because I don't think a 4-year-old was like, oh yeah, Paw Patrol's about to come out. So like, I don't understand why.
You know what? Keep going.
Yeah, and then like she mentioned that Nickelodeon basically like advertised the heck.
That's what I was gonna say. They probably like shoved that like commercial.
Yes.
Like for months. They
that
probably
trailer was out for a long time.
Or weeks. They just kept pushing it like every time they could.
I was sitting on the floor waiting, anticipating for this to come on. I'm like, who is attached to a show like that at 4?
You know, they get attached quick. So I don't see why not.
For a new show, though? Like, yeah. I had no idea what this talking cheese was going to preach to me. So,
you're right.
Like, what?
Yeah.
But yeah, because she told me, yeah, they advertised it a lot. And also the fact that it premiered right after the 1999 Kids' Choice Awards.
So it was
Mm.
like the KCAs are happening, and after that, SpongeBob. So like they were trying to hype these kids up to be ready for
Wow. Well,
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob is like so icon, like it's so connected to Nick. Like there's no like
Yeah,
it's like one in one. Like you can't like everything you see of Nick. There's always like a little SpongeBob icon
yeah,
or everything. It's crazy how they really push. Like this was like their I don't know what's comparison to that, but like they really pushed it. Like they
yeah, and also because it was a cartoon coming back for
it's like the
kids.
equivalent of like Mickey Mouse to Disney, I feel.
It's Mickey
Like
Mouse for Nickelodeon.
yeah, I really do cuz he's like iconic.
I was gonna say they should do a theme park, but they did it and failed. So
Yeah.
because Great America in Northern California used to be the IP of that was Nickelodeon. But
Yeah.
then Peanuts had to take over like they don't have Knott's Berry Farm. And so
Don't they
neither
they
here nor there. I'm still salty.
don't they still have rights there of
No,
SpongeBob? Not even the 3D?
They hung on to SpongeBob 3D. And then I remember I went a couple times and they're like, oh, it's closed, oh, it's closed, oh, it's closed. And then I went back another time, it was gone.
Oh
Like,
wow. Well, you win some, you lose some.
yeah.
We digress.
Yes. Oh, I just got mad again because that was my favorite ride.
That was really cool.
Oh. But yeah, do you have any memories of what you thought of SpongeBob going into it?
I honestly don't remember it like premiering per se, but I remember just seeing it because so when I first saw, I don't even think I saw SpongeBob when it premiered. I think I saw it a little after because I would see it early in the morning when I would get to my grandma's house, and I was like, "Whoa, this is cool! Like this is like a funny show." And I just remember like watching it all the time, like all the reruns, and I'm pretty sure I watched the same episode like because you know how they would just repeat like in the morning and then like in the afternoon, especially in this like the summertime, it would be like early morning and then like after Nick Jr. they would show SpongeBob and then like at night they would show the new episode. So like I watched all of it and I just remember really like being obsessed with it like for a long time, like up until I mean I wouldn't say obsessed. Oh, well, I had like a lot of like bedding and the stuffed animals and a nightlight and but I remember like initially I was like this show is like cool.
I would say after watching, not to jump the gun to the third part of the episode, but
the third part was
but for segue purposes, I feel like Sandy's the only consistent character because as we hop into Help Wanted, when we're introduced to the gang, let's start off with SpongeBob's voice.
Dude! Oh my god! Yes, that was like literally a note I took. I put first impression, voices sound completely different.
Yes.
Even Patrick sounds so intricate.
I think Patrick's character development, it happened a lot with TV, especially in the 90s or like early 2000s. Like, in order to have like more diversity, I guess, I'm putting air quotes, into like their characters, they want to make one really dumb. Because I think Patrick's approach, his level of dumb was more so like the seagull in Little Mermaid, where it was like he's a dumb guru, and you're just like, yeah, I come to you for advice because that's what SpongeBob did throughout that whole episode. In each part, he's like, I don't know what to do in my interview. You got this, buddy. Pink, and then like for the stand out. When in doubt, pinky out. Like advice.
But the thing is, his vibe was so. My husband pointed out that maybe the creators were going for a chill vibe because that's all that starfishes do. Like he's like, didn't you peep that he had sunglasses and he was just like, sunbathing on the top of the on his roof. So it's like I feel like maybe they were going for like a literal starfish, and he was super pointy too. Like he was more starfish.
Oh yeah,
like shaped.
like how we draw stars.
Yeah.
Chris.
Yeah.
But the SpongeBob's voice, I was just like, what happened? Because we normally know it's like high pitched and annoying. And it had some of that, like ebb and flow of that, but like when he was all like, I gotta be in physical shape for today, Gary. I was like, who are you? Sir.
Excuse me, sir. I think you forgot your SpongeBob.
That's typical with like pilots for cartoons. One, you don't have that big of a budget because they didn't know how well it would do. So it's like, let's just do this. And how I know for SpongeBob, they definitely didn't have a good budget. Did you peep Gary's eyes, bro?
Oh.
Gary, they didn't have enough money for pupils. Like, Gary looked like he was off that snail pole. It was 2 red dots.
Seriously.
Gary had different eyes, and I had to Google it.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, yeah. As far as Help Wanted goes, and for people that don't remember it, like, how could you not? But it starts off with SpongeBob getting ready for, I don't even think it was an interview. I think he was just going to roll up to the Krusty Krab and be like,
that's what it seemed like.
Yeah, so he didn't even have an interview that day, so I don't know why he was prepping that hard. But, he went to the, he left his house, went to the Krusty Krab, yelled his iconic phrase, I'm ready, running down the street. I feel like every kid.
I'm ready. Oh, man.
Every kid did that. And also, I don't know, do they still do that now?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe.
Does SpongeBob say I'm ready? No, not like, does SpongeBob say I'm ready? Like, is that catchphrase dead?
Do they still make new episodes?
Yeah, I mean, they kept saying, especially after the creator passed away, like, they weren't going to make new episodes. They kept on, like, flirting with the idea of SpongeBob being canceled.
Yeah.
I will have to fact check it, but I don't think that they're off the air yet. I think they're still making new videos.
Because, like, I haven't watched SpongeBob in, like, I want to say, like, new episodes. It's been, like, at least 10 years since I've watched a new episode of SpongeBob.
Yeah. It's been a minute.
Or maybe even longer.
I mostly fell off after the movie, the first movie. There's 3, like, SpongeBob movies. The first one, where, like, going to Shell City.
With David Hasselhoff?
Yeah, with David Hasselhoff. That's the only one. Because I remember I got mad that the Krusty Krab 2 didn't exist. And he wasn't a manager. He went back to being a fry cook. I'm like, are we going to forget this movie happened? And I was like, no. So I'm done. Getting back into episode 1. One thing, I found a fun fact about SpongeBob that, because you said you watched it on a DVD set, like you had a box set.
What, the SpongeBob initially?
That's how you watched the episode for the podcast. Like,
it was on. We purchased it on Hulu. On Vudu. So it's like like equivalent digital version of the whole season.
Yeah, because at first they said Help Wanted was excluded from the DVD box set because they didn't have clearance from Tiny Tim's estate.
Oh, the guy!
Living in the sunlight.
Yes.
So they didn't have clearance to use that, so the early DVD box sets don't have Help Wanted.
Wow.
Like, I mean, I get it.
What? I get it because, you gotta pay and all that and stuff. But I could, before I even saw that guy did that song, I literally thought it was SpongeBob that sang it.
I just thought it was like, this is a SpongeBob song. Up until I was today years old when I found out it's not just a SpongeBob
like I found that out like maybe like a year or two ago.
Continue on the plot. SpongeBob arrives to the Krusty Krab, wants a job, and they send him on a wild goose chase of this spatula. And what was it? A hydrodynamic spatula with sideboard attachments and turbo drive. So he went off to go find that. And they're laughing at his expense because they're like, he's not coming back. Because, they're rude. And then that's when the bus of anchovies come. It's 5 busfuls of fish. And then they infiltrated the Krusty Krab and chaos ensued.
And then he went to what's it called? The Bargain Mart.
Bargain Mart.
A treasure chest. Fun fact. I found this out.
Ooh, fun fact.
Probably like, I guess you don't put 2 and 2 together when you're a kid, but as you get older, you're like, oh yeah, duh. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people know by now. The Krusty Krab is a crab trap.
Oh yeah. I'm like, I think it was some BuzzFeed thing.
Yeah, it was. I was just like,
you don't know about SpongeBob. I'm like,
yeah,
that is a crab trap for like.
And then a Krabby Patty is made out of crab meat.
Is that why he's the only crab?
Hello. He's the only.
Brothering?
The only.
Oh, his mom.
Well.
He's a mama's boy. He don't sacrifice his mom.
Of course not. But.
He has a little bit of, a heart.
And I was going to say, going back to the episode, in the beginning, I don't know if you noticed. So we're kind of going back now because I just saw my note here.
Rewind.
Let's rewind to the very beginning. Squidward's house had bamboo behind it. It had bamboo, like little stakes sticking out from behind. And then after, as that time goes by, you don't see it anymore.
Huh.
It was like one scene in the it was right in the beginning when they panned over, I guess it was like Patrick's house, Squidward's house, and then SpongeBob's house.
Oh, the narrators like introduced.
Yeah, yeah.
So they decided to put a fence of bamboo in one scene, but not give Gary pupils.
It wasted the money on the fencing.
The money.
Gosh. And then the iconic sounds of SpongeBob with him lifting the weights and then dropping the teddy bears, and it was like the quickie, like the little. It's just like sounds here and there that is just like it just. Like not symbolic, but it's like it's SpongeBob. Like all those little things you hear in there, it's SpongeBob.
Yeah, you don't really notice how much sound effect and like Foley goes into SpongeBob, and then I didn't really notice it until I watched the SpongeBob musical, like that was on Broadway. They had they showed it on Nickelodeon. And there's a guy like on a stage and he does like all the like boops and bops and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, they were like every time Squidward walked, did the squishing. And I'm like, wow, that's a lot. I'm like, I never noticed how much sound's going to SpongeBob.
And then now going back to where you were and explaining the episode, how did SpongeBob know how to make the Krabby Patty if he was never properly trained? If there's a secret recipe, how did he know it? How?
Exactly. I didn't think about that. My mind is because I'm like my only explanation I would say would be it's a universal thing. Like a Krabby Patty is a burger, and like everybody knows how to make a burger.
Yeah.
And so maybe that, but then he's like, oh, this is what I've been missing from the recipe. But then he never put in the secret formula. Is the secret formula sauce? Or is it embedded?
It just says secret formula. I don't think they ever were specific on whether it's sauce or not sauce. Or
I mean, if I got launched into the back of a Krabby Patty kitchen, I'd be like, all right, here's the meat, here's the buns, here's the produce, get to work.
True.
Maybe.
Well.
But yeah, I think it doesn't make sense.
And I also didn't think it was very sanitary that he was hopping all over.
He was hopping all over
everything. And I was like, excuse me, sir.
Wait, so
there is a thing called...
I mean, especially in our COVID brains, we're like...
Oh,
I was unsanitary for 99. Now we're in 2020, 2021.
Well, I cringe just thinking of life before this, but
yes,
I digress.
They ate at a restaurant? Ew.
They're dining in.
They're dining in. What happened to the curbside pickup? But before even SpongeBob set foot into the kitchen, I wanted to know, and I think it's just hilarious as you're watching this back as an adult, you have so many questions because like some stuff can just fly when you're a kid, but now you think logically. I wanted to know, how did he know to bring a megaphone and fly in on the spatula? Like he's like, I'm already at Bargain Mart. Might as well grab a megaphone while I'm here.
I need one.
Like, did he plan on making an entrance with just Squidward and Mr. Krabs? Like, why did he get a megaphone? Like, I was hungry.
True. I don't know. That's a little sus to me.
And one thing I did see when I was looking at the Wikipedia thing, just to see like their synopsis of the episode, someone was like, "What happened to the spatula?"
Yeah,
I'm pretty. That come on, hydrodynamic spatula with turbo drive. That's a lot of money.
That's like a good $200 just for a spatula.
So you're just telling me he wants to flex that one episode and then we just go
throw
back
it
to
away? Regular old spatula.
That's crazy.
Well, 99 things were different.
Yeah, times are different. When I was younger, Reef Blower was a lot longer. And I think it was because there was no dialogue.
Yeah.
And like in my adult brain, that episode just made me mad. Because you're telling me you went through all this over a leaf?
Yeah.
A leaf.
But what was really funny
and go to tea at the Treedome. Like, why did it take so long?
Because it just shows how extra SpongeBob was. It was trying to paint that picture. But I was just like, this is ridiculous. Like, why is he doing this? He could have literally picked it up, thrown it wherever he needed to throw it, and call it a day. You didn't need that whole big machine, sir. One thing that I saw that was like pretty funny, and I think that's why it was so like the episode was still really funny. And because like the humor really like it's since there's no dialogue, there's no like pinpoints to like age it, so it's like a timeless little episode. And so I feel like it was really funny because like it's just like he does like forever. Like Squidward was just in the most inconvenient spots, doing the most inconvenient things.
He just wanted his kelp salad.
He just wanted that, and he couldn't get it in peace because he got sand all over everything. The water got sucked up, and then he turned purple. And I was like,
when I saw Squidward, I felt like I was choking.
Yeah.
So purple.
But is he really purple or does he change color because of the water?
I think he's not purple. I think it was the fact that he had no
oxygen. No oxygen.
No water. Like the effect
no water.
Of not having oxygen as a human. You're like, whoa, what's going on with your face? So I think that's what he just had that instantly.
Reef Blower was pretty short. It was pretty straight to the point. Did you see, like, did anything stand out to you? Like,
I would say the only thing really that stood out to me is where, like when you get older and you start to sympathize more with like the adult or the parent figure and less of the child.
Bruh.
I sympathize a lot with Squidward.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, Squidward for the most part, he is rude. Like in Help Wanted, that was rude. Like, no, I don't want him to be like, I don't want him to work here. I'm like, okay, Squidward. But the fact that he went through all that when he's just trying to live his life over that little leaf.
And he wasn't even bugging him.
Yes.
Like, they weren't talking, or obviously, but they weren't.
Yeah.
There was nothing, and
I felt bad for him. I'm like, he didn't ask for any of this.
That was it. That episode, there's nothing much to speak on, honestly.
Yeah, straightforward.
It's just him trying to get that leaf off of his property. Yeah. But, like, where was he? I guess. It's just me thinking about, like, where was he trying to Where was he going to throw it anyways? The garbage. So why did he have to put it in that?
Exactly. It was the garbage eventually. He just wanted to use his new machine. That's what I just.
That's me. That's so me. Any excuse to use my machine, like my label maker. Any excuse.
Or like those the little claw thing that you use to pick up trash.
Oh yeah.
It's the same thing with that. Like, oh, there's something on the ground.
Let me pick it up. With that instead of bending over and picking it up.
Exactly.
So moving on to tea at the Treedome.
The Mandela episode.
Man.
I swear this wasn't in the premiere. I can't explain it. I honestly feel like it was later. I was like, this iconic scene where he's like, I don't need it. I don't need it. Like, that was in the pilot, bro. But now that I think about it, I remember the I'm SpongeBob! Like, that part when he runs, that was in the trailer. I'm pretty sure. Mm-hmm. But I didn't associate that part with that episode. Like, I remember that happened, but I didn't think that was
the same.
Yeah. Tea at the Treedome. We start off with SpongeBob doing his iconic activity of jellyfishing. Mm-hmm. And then I think you have the same note too, that the jellyfish were different.
Yes, but Vicente, my husband, said that it's because there was different jellyfish for different jellies.
That's what I thought. Because there is a blue one. That color is right, but it has like indigo spots. So like, you know how like the pink ones have like a deep magenta?
Yeah.
The blue ones had
bluer.
Because like the episode with the dude, the jellyfish and the Krabby Patty. That one, they used and like abused the blue ones.
Yeah.
Like squeeze the blue one out. Oh God. Peter would hate that episode. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure they don't air it now because of that. I was confused of when SpongeBob, yet again, talking weird, when he was trying to figure out what Sandy was.
Oh, a land squirrel.
It's a land squirrel.
Yeah.
But he like talked straight to the camera.
Yeah.
It was like, she needs some help. I was like, wait, are you looking at me, SpongeBob?
What do they call it? Breaking the fourth, or is it called?
Breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Excuse me, sir. I didn't catch that.
Yeah, I had to look. I'm like, is he looking at me? Because I kept seeing him like look to the corner like he had a thought of like, oh, that's what that is. And like stuff like that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I might be off, but I think that he did break the fourth wall and was like, they need some help. SpongeBob did give me a good vocabulary because right when SpongeBob went down to like try to save Sandy, he said, prepare to be vanquished. And I kept saying vanquished like I knew what that meant.
Oh my God.
I'm like, prepare to be vanquished. Don't know what that means.
I feel like, would you say that at school or just at home? Because I feel like you said that to me.
I don't know.
That sounds very familiar, and the way you said it right now is kind of like,
yeah, prepare to be vanquished. No, yeah, I always, TV raised me, and that explains a lot of like how I am as a person and the career path I chose. So, yeah. I had a lot of catchphrases in my vernacular. One other thing that I was thinking, like, how'd this go over my head was when, after SpongeBob and Sandy met, and Sandy invited him to her house and gave him a map. And it said, you are here. How did she know she was going to meet somebody in that exact spot?
That is true.
Is this random rock where you meet your friends?
It's like you come to this rock at noon. You will meet a sponge with big eyes and a big nose and shiny black shoes and a bow tie. and dark glasses. You will meet him there.
Oh my
And
God.
ironically,
Bring a
his
map
name
to him.
is generic Spongebob.
Oh my gosh. Oh my, yeah, how that's a bad map. Like, what?
I didn't even think about that. I was like, wow.
Like, hold on. They lingered on it too
helpful.
long for me to be like, you are here. Now, what if I was there?
Oh man. And did you peep that they showed their karate skills very quickly?
Oh yeah, karate. Like,
and they're super competitive. So competitive from the get. Like,
yes.
it was ridiculous. And then what was my other note? That SpongeBob, oh yeah, again, looks totally different. And Patrick had a different tone, more relaxed, less dumb. LOL. That was my note.
And I think, because like when I mentioned earlier about him being like the dumb guru of someone else's character arc, because he's like, you mean to tell me she puts on airs?
Yeah, so I'm like, hold on, that's too many words for Patrick.
Three words. But I'm like, oh yeah, that's just fancy talk. I didn't know that. How does someone put on airs?
Or I put, I Need It was in the pilot. Like, I was like, what?
I know, because that's such a like meme now. Like, it's been a meme recently.
I was gonna talk about that. How a lot of SpongeBob that we grew up on, like from 99 to I want to say like 2005, 2006, is like all over TikTok.
Yeah.
Even Patrick's cough.
I finally got to SpongeBob TikTok. I'm so happy. One thing that I did notice that I didn't notice before, and now I'm mad because I need this information in my life. As Sandy was describing how her Treedome got there, SpongeBob was stealing the water from the bird bath. And so you hear that commotion between SpongeBob and the bird and not Sandy explaining how her Treedome got there. And now I need to know how it got there. I didn't care at first, but now I care.
But you can't hear it, right?
Can't hear.
Because there's no explanation. We were talking about that. I was like, how did it even get there? How?
Yeah. Because she said it. And it was like, and that's my oak tree. I'm like, what?
But I was talking to my husband because we were watching it, and I was like, how did they get these birds here? How did her tree get there? Like, how did any of this survive without anything drowning because it had to go underwater?
Yeah.
Like, there's no...
She explained it, but we had to hear the tit for tat of a bird and SpongeBob.
Oh, and then my other thing was like, shouldn't he have passed out like minutes ago?
Yeah, it was the timing of which he was like dehydrating was so rapid, like so slow and then so rapid.
Like Patrick dehydrated quick
with the quickness.
Yeah.
And then like after he drank the vase water, jumping ahead a little bit, he will be like, air is not good. I'm like, how did you lose? How are you back to this already? You were fine.
Was she experimenting on SpongeBob to see how long he would last? Because she's like a scientist, right?
Ooh. I don't think so.
But she should have known that he was going to last.
Yeah, I don't know why. That was so dumb. Because she was like, if y'all, at the end, spoiler alert, like, if y'all needed water, why didn't you just say so?
Like, bruh, they're underwater, and
you're supposed to be like, some nuclear physicist? Like, I don't know what her occupation is, what type of science, but you know. And you even said no sea critter has visited you.
Clearly, we know why.
When I was watching this, I didn't realize, not so much that I didn't like think it was an experiment, but I didn't realize how much it was like, this is their date. Like, they were going on a date. I'm like, oh, huh. Because, you know, he went to Patrick, like, I met this girl. And then, like, he came with flowers. And, like, that played, like, when Patrick was like, when in doubt, pinky up. It was like some like jazz music playing, and like he showed up with flowers.
I didn't even think about it that way.
Like, this is like trying to prep him to like, for like a date. I'm like, huh.
True.
Never thought of it that way.
But yeah, that was a very good episode. It was very informative that SpongeBob needs water. And Patrick comes in with the killer advice with the pinky. And I can tell you that when I was younger, and I still do it because I conditioned myself. I put my pinky up when I drink.
Is that like I think that's just a fancy thing. And
I am not fancy.
I'm not a fancy thing, but like it's like a joke to say, "Oh, it's fancy to have your pinky up." And so,
yeah, but I mean, I watched that episode a lot, and I for sure started doing the pinky thing after SpongeBob.
Yeah, because like I know that's where I got it from, but I remember when like I took an etiquette class, and like this, at my church for like this mission group I was in as like a kid. So we took a etiquette class, and they were saying, even though people say like to like having your pinky out is fancy, is actually rude, and you have to not have your pinky, like don't put your pinky up. And so I'm like, does she watch SpongeBob? The one note that I had left was that this is a great lesson for kids to tell them that closed mouths don't get fed. You'll end up drying up in your friend's house if you don't tell them that you're dehydrated.
Or that you too cold. Yep. That was a very good lesson.
Here on the Friday Night Lineup, we like to rate the shows now and see how well they held up. So what would you, going through the 3 episodes, what would you rate them, Jessica?
So I would rate Help Wanted overall, like the hold up, the comedy, everything. I would say a good 6.5 out of 10. I don't know. I feel like it held up, but it didn't. Like it was kind of like trying too hard. But it wasn't like, I don't know. I guess it was just like adult me looking at it.
Yeah.
But I give that one a 6.5 out of 10. Reef Blower, I give a 7 out of 10 because I can really side, like you said, side with Squidward, and it's like this annoying little kid, and lo and behold, SpongeBob's like 30, but this immature adult is making my life miserable, so I'm trying to live in peace, and I'm not bothering him, but I can't live my life. So I can side with that. So 7 out of 10. And then the tea at the Treedome, that's a 10 out of 10. That is a 20 out of 10. That is the most, I mean, Help Wanted is an iconic episode. Don't get me wrong. Like that's like number 2. But number 1 is this one. Like there's so many, like, it's just so funny. That episode is just hilarious. It's like hilarious. Like that one, it makes me laugh to this day. Even if I haven't watched it in years, I was laughing. I was getting a good chuckle in. So 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, well, except for Reef Blower. We're a little off with that one, but our scales are pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Like with like 0.5 difference. So I gave it a 7 because like it's iconic for being our first introduction to SpongeBob. But as I reflected after watching it, I think my personal, like, I'm all in with SpongeBob was pizza delivery. So I think that, like, I held it to the same standards as pizza delivery. Yeah. And it didn't really meet up with that. So I gave it a 7 because it's still good. Yeah. Reef Blower, I give a 4. I was so irritated, but it was so funny. Like I should bump it up and give it a 5 because it was still at least funny. Like it wasn't piss poor bad, but I would say 5 or 6. But my heart said 4 the first time. And Tea at the Treedome, 9. I had to give it a 9.
Ah, 9?
Yes. I gave it a 9. I mean, hold on, let me not lie. I think it's in my top 3.
Yeah.
SpongeBob episodes.
Yeah.
So that's why it's a 9. Like, it's not, or it's a top 5. I would say top 5. That's why it's not a 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, iconic. All the memes. It's a good.
It's gold.
We wanted to do a quiz to see what SpongeBob character we are. So pick a rockin' bikini bottom anthem to sing at your next karaoke night. And the options are Sweet Victory, the campfire song, the fun song, the best day ever, Ripped Pants, the theme song, of course.
Oh, I'm kind of torn now.
I know.
I'm between Sweet Victory and Ripped Pants.
I know, me too.
But I sing Ripped Pants a lot because I actually, side story, I ripped my pants a couple days ago. And I was like, when Jessica went and ripped her pants.
But I would say, well, I don't know the word. Now that I think about it, I don't know the full words to Ripped Pants or Sweet Victory.
I know it's but the something. I don't know how.
The only line I remember besides like ripped his pants is like, or said in your butt.
Oh yeah. I love that.
I think it's a funny song. But,
it is. I'm picking that one.
I'm gonna go campfire song.
All right.
I sing that one the most.
It says, too bad they didn't have the I know of a place.
I always made that joke about being indoors because I never went anywhere. And it became a whole meme. I should have capitalized on it.
You should have. You should have. Let's see. I'll read the second one. Okay. Pick the fruit you would most like to call your undersea home. I wouldn't want an apple. Watermelon would disintegrate. Okay, so it's apple, water, pineapple.
Okay, we can't be talking about like a pineapple would be bad too.
Well, pineapple I feel like would hold up more because it's a solid outer. Like
the watermelon.
Oh, that's true because he did get the inside of it.
I mean, we all think that tomatoes and bananas are trash.
Yeah, so banana. So the options were apple, watermelon, pineapple, banana, dragon fruit, and tomato. First of all, I'm not living in a tomato.
Oh no, I hate tomatoes.
Maybe a dragon fruit. Banana, definitely not. An apple, meh. Probably it's between watermelon and pineapple and dragon fruit because dragon fruit kind of looks cool. So
I think I want to do dragon fruit just because I want to be like the Great Value version of SpongeBob. It's not quite right, but it's kind of on like the nose. So I'm doing dragon fruit.
I was gonna go with dragon fruit as well.
Okay. Of the following, which random word speaks to you the most? Well, it's Wumbo. I don't have to read the rest, but yeah. Wumbo, imagination, hoopla, Weast.
I'm picking Weast, man. That's mine. That is me.
Chocolate or Texas.
It's between Hoopla and Weast for me.
See, okay. And it's funny because like the two connections I have with my friends. So me and you is always Weast. But me and my friend Crystalline, we call each other Wumbo. Mm-hmm. So that's why I was like, oh, Wumbo, that's it. But then Weast, oh my gosh. I should say forget y'all both and pick Hoopla just so I don't have conflict of interest. I'm picking Hoopla. Sounds like a lot of hoopla.
I thought you said Weast.
I think that's a good thing of having like Patrick a little dumber because he came out with like iconic sayings.
Yes. Okay, so I'll read the next one. Which of your fellow Bikini Bottom dwellers would you most enjoy spending your day with? Or day off with, sorry. It's between Karen the Computer, Larry the Lobster, Bubble Buddy, Gary the Snail, Mrs. Puff, and I prefer alone time. Thanks.
Okay, so definitely not Mrs. Puff.
Yeah, she's like a freaking party pooper, bro.
Yeah. I'm between Bubble Buddy and Larry the Lobster because I'm trying to live like Larry, you know? But
I think I'm gonna go with Karen the computer because she's pretty funny.
I'm going with Bubble Buddy. You know, he doesn't talk much, but pretty cool.
He's a good time.
Okay, so pick your favorite instrument to play. Is mayonnaise on there? Yes, mayonnaise is on there.
Oh.
Okay. Pick your favorite instrument to play and or listen to. Clarinet, violin, piano, acoustic guitar, drums, mayonnaise. I think mayonnaise is the only right answer.
I'm gonna pick drums. Mayonnaise is mayonnaise.
Is mayonnaise an instrument? Wait, but if I pick mayonnaise, I might get Patrick.
I put drums.
To play. I mean, it would be drums for me too, just because out of all these things, that's the only thing I know how to play. Yeah, I'm gonna pick drums. Okay.
Okay, pick your favorite item from the following. A Krabby Patty, Patrick's secret box, chocolate, a 10-gallon hat, a possibly stolen balloon, a Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza for you and me.
I'm gonna go with Krusty Krab pizza.
I'm gonna do
Krusty Krab,
yeah. I'm gonna do a Krabby Patty.
Okay.
Let's see. And finally,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Are you ready? I'm ready.
Oh no!
Ready for what? Oh no. Ready to count me money. Ready or not? Ready for the secret formula.
I'm thinking, oh no, because me and my sister had this inside joke thing where like, well, it's not an inside joke, but it's just like what she always did when SpongeBob came on. She was like, do you ever just imagine like a kid frightened that he doesn't want to go on this journey with this pirate? He's like, are you ready, kids? Like, no.
Oh no.
I can't hear you.
No.
It's like, oh no. So I'm picking that, even though it's not the same reference, but that's just hilarious.
Bruh! Who are you?
I got SpongeBob.
I'm Plankton!
I think it's because you picked Karen.
Yeah, because I picked Karen.
That was the deciding factor, because I picked Bubble Buddy and SpongeBob.
Mine says, you got Plankton. You never give up, no matter how fiercely the odds are stacked against you. And you're a bit of an evil genius. I think I am. I do say myself. But, despite the evil, and despite it being Plankton, I think that's a good description. Yes. So for SpongeBob, it says, your positive outlook on life is absolutely infectious, and you're a loyal friend to all you meet. Yes, I agree. Snap, 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 snap. Well, that concludes our quizzes. Yes. And I think it's safe to say it concludes our test episode. Woo! Clearly, we're going to work out all the kinks of everything. Yeah. We're going to show the audio. I mean, we're going to show the video aspect of it eventually. Just now, I just want to see how the flow was, like how the volley back and forth, you know, get our feet wet into the podcasting space and see how this will work out. Anything else you want to add, Jessica? That's it. I think you wrapped it up very well, and hopefully everything went smoothly. It sounds smoothly. Yeah, and a couple hiccups there, here and there. But. Yeah, but I mean, nothing too extreme. We're human. Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of the Friday Night Lineup. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Friday Night Lineup, for the video version of this podcast. And also follow us on Instagram and Twitter at TFNL_pod for more updates, as well as give us suggestions on what we should watch next. See you next week. Bye!